This McCullough Street and White Lot. But Drew Hill was the number one street. That was the Drew Hill Park. On the west side, Drew Hill Park. That's where the group got its name. And they would come over here and we would just have family fun. It wasn't nothing to sit over here and just enjoy yourself, listen to some music, eat some crabs, play some games. They would have basketball games over here. And everybody would just meet out here. It's times where the drug dealers would say, "We not working this weekend. Get the girls together. We're gonna take them out this weekend. We're gonna take them out." So it wasn't enough for me to be, giving some money, and sometimes my clothes would already be picked out for me. You wearing this? Okay. I ain't had to do nothing. Just sit back and look pretty. Take myself to the hair salon, get my hair done. Put my clothes on, and I'm telling you, them guys was on time. If they say 8 o'clock, that's what they meant. They were on time. Unless they had something happen that was unforeseen, they were always on time. And the next thing you know, we're in Crystal City, we're in Virginia, we're in DC, we somewhere else, chilling and relaxing. They wasn't always about work. There's times where they knew they needed to spend time with their family and spend time with their children, spend time with their girl. And then they would come to Drew Hill Park, meet out here, watch a little show, have a little show. But they stayed strapped. They stayed on point. They stayed on guard. Man, these guys were like, if I was given an opportunity to produce a movie, this movie would be a #1 bestseller. Because it would show you the part of the drug dealer that was not, gangster. All you saw was the gangster part of the drug dealer. Who they shot, who they killed, who they murdered, how they protect their stash, how they ran their business. But this showed the humans, I guess you'd say the empathy of them. Because they didn't really want to do what they were doing. They had to do what they was doing in order to protect it. Survive, make money. But they had a plan. And they always talked about their plan and revisit their plan. Their plan was not to go out no big time drug dealer. Their plan was to get out of the game. Their plan was to build something. They were talking about building another type of Baltimore, another type of empire that had nothing to do with drugs. The whole plan was to get in, make that figure, and get out. Get in, make that figure, and get out. Yeah. So if I was to make a movie about what I saw, what I heard, and the things, it would surprise some of you. It would surprise some of you guys in the street. It would surprise some of you guys running that game. Because somewhere along the line, you got the wrong impression. That they didn't care about nothing and nobody. But that's not true. They wasn't hard-hearted, non-caring, evil, wicked, conniving people that I saw, that I was living with. It was almost like you see in the movies, like the Italians, the mafia, where they cook food together and they went to each other's baby showers and they gave gifts and they went to each other's weddings and they were involved in each other's family lives. The mothers had peace about who their sons was with, because not only were they cousins and they grew up together in the same neighborhood, they went to school together, they went to church together. These were a different type of drug dealer. You call them thugs. It was a different kind. They wasn't a hateful, mean, and nasty, evil, by any means necessary type of guys. But they were hard and they was thorough, and you did not mess with them. They code was so thorough, they didn't even have to talk. They just looked at one another and knew what to do. They already knew, because they spent time communicating. They spent time talking. They spent time building a plan. And it wasn't about jacking somebody's car, taking a car with women and children in it. Come on now. Shooting somebody because they don't like you. Fighting over a chicken box. Killing somebody over gold chains and tennis shoes. It's just buffoonery. It just wasn't about that buffoonery. These guys are talking about buying strip malls. Trying to find new ways of getting that product sold. Doctor's offices. They was funding big things. No, somewhere along the line we just lost it. I don't knock nobody for what they gotta do, but if you're gonna do it right. Do it thorough. Do it right. Do it thorough. That's what I'm used to seeing. Drug dealers ran the community, and the preachers knew it. The preachers knew it. What you need, Reverend? You want to do a block party and you want to give out notebook, paper, pencils? You want to, do some haircuts? They want to give out food? That's what they did back then. They gave out food. Clothes. They paid somebody rent. Then they would sit back, have a party, and talk about it. Talk about how they paid their rent. How they would buy them stereo sets and VCRs, and that was the thing back then. I'll never forget that one day that these guys came to his house on Sunday, and they were dressed up. They had on fur coats, and they knocked on the door, and I looked out. I peeped in the peephole, but I didn't open the door. These guys, man, back in the day, they would wear them fur coats, them rabbit furs and fur and gaiters and gold chains, gold jewelry, gold teeth, hat, diamond earring in their ear. These guys, two of them was decked out. And I never get kingpin came out, went to his door. He said, who the F is this knocking on my door 11 o'clock in the morning, 11:30 in the morning? And he looked out the peephole. He flew that door open. He said, what the F is you two doing here standing at my door on a Sunday morning? He cussed them out so bad. He said, why y'all dressed like that? Go home and take that SHIT off. And he said, don't you ever, you MFers better not never come to my house on a Sunday again. Didn't I tell y'all I don't do work on the Lord's day? He cussed them out. Laid them out. Told them don't ever disrespect the Lord's day. Now we know Sunday, for some people at that time, that was the Lord's day. And all I heard them do was apologize. He said, y'all niggas high, y'all blowing, get away from my door. He laid them out. And that's the first time I saw him in a rage where it looked like he could kill. Because the guys he hung around with, they was not high-headed. They were very chill. If they were going to kill somebody, you didn't know it. If that person was going to die, they didn't know it. They didn't know it. It was just, they was very, very chill. Nobody came to this house on a Sunday again. Ever. His voice was tight. They was creating a movement that nobody would know about. Nobody would know about. Utah Place. Over here where you see these houses, used to be an apartment complex, Utah Place. We used to hang in there too. Had parties over there. Anyway, I just wanted to share these stories because I think I'm gonna do a documentary. West Side, Baltimore, White Lock from the eyes of the female. We had to be tough and we had to be sweet at the same time. We had to take care of our children. We had to hold things down. We had to make sure that we ran that household, took care of our children, made sure we kept ourselves up, and then we kept a support for one another. And when you kept that support for one another, that was our mental strength. That was our emotional strength. That was our spiritual strength. Because us, the females, we talked, we communicated, we cried together, we communed together, and we made sure we took care of one another. All that jealousy and envy and backstabbing and, man, mothers sleeping with their daughter's boyfriend, that mess was unheard of. Mothers sleeping with, man, the mothers of our time was the mothers of our time. You go down Lexington Market, but no women down there pushing those strollers. They didn't have their children in that environment. When it got dark outside, them children was in the house. They wasn't talking about, hanging out there, chasing after no man. We cried. We didn't like it, but we wasn't out there chasing after you. After a certain time, We had to take care of the kids. Making sure that they got to school. Making sure that they were taken care of. If somebody's mother was on drugs, you better rest assured that somebody was trying to get her in rehab. Trying to hold that family together. And when you went down Lexington Market back in the day, was a bunch of men down there. They were drunk, high, mentally disturbed, homeless. Now you go down there, it's a bunch of women and pushing strollers and someone with children. Come on. We got to get that together. It's like when they put this crack in Baltimore, the women start selling their children. They just became younger and younger parents to the point where they didn't even understand how to live anymore. The code of the game. Everybody just lost it. Got to get it back. Didn't sell your children. Protected the children. Watched over the children. Guided them. Loved them. Got parents that was on drugs and alcohol, but you better not touch their kids. They watched over their children. That wasn't no excuse. When it came down to them children, somebody was watching their house. Auntie, grandma, somebody was taking care of them children. If you got any old photo albums or family members and look at it back in the day, that's how it was. We had them house parties. They were called blue lights in the basement. You couldn't go out. We made a party. Everybody come to my house on Friday. Everybody bring something. Games, music, drinks, food. Bring your children. Your children play with other children. Try to keep the family together. Try to keep that black bond, that black family bond. Try to keep that community together.